Hi everybody, looks like we are live. So I am just going to give everyone some time to tune in and look forward to seeing you. As we're waiting for people, I'm just going to invite you to just get in touch with your breath and then begin to breathe in and out slowly. Hi Michelle, hi Diane. Good to see you. Just wait for a few more people to arrive and we're going to do just some nice, calm, meditative and relaxing artwork. I'm going to start with some breathing exercises, and I'm going to do a bit of a demo about mandalas, and even before that I'm going to give you a reading from this book that I was showing online. It's called Embers by Richard Wagamese. He's one of Canada's foremost First Nations authors and storytellers. He's written a few memoirs and a novel, Indian Horse, that you may be familiar with. And he's also written this and another book of meditations. I really enjoy these meditations and I find them very relaxing and calming, just to give myself some time to just read them and let them the words sink in. So I thought it would be nice to share this with you on this night as we're ending our Easter long weekend. Hi Marie, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And Diane and Doug, good to see you. Thank you. Hi everybody. So yeah, as we're waiting for a few minutes, just take some time to just get relaxed in your chair, a comfortable posture with your feet on the floor, relaxing your shoulders. Just make sure you're comfortable and just find your breath and begin to breathe in and out deeply and slowly. Yeah, and so we'll just take another 2 or 3 minutes. So as you're doing this, it might be good to count your breath. Another thing that can help you to be mindful and more present in the moment is just to think of a word such as peace as you breathe in, and calming as you breathe out. Okay, so while we're waiting for others, I'm just going to begin with some words from this book, Embers, and it's right at the beginning of the book. It's in the section on stillness. So as we listen to this, I just want to sit and just find stillness at this time, wherever you are. And just continue to take deep breaths and relax. And it says, I am my silence. I am not the busyness of my thoughts. or the daily rhythm of my actions. I am not the stuff that constitutes my world. I am not my talk. I am not my actions. I am my silence. I am the consciousness that perceives all these things. When I go to my consciousness, to that great pool of silence that observes the intricacies of my life, I am aware that I am me. I take a little time each day to sit in silence so that I can move outward in balance into the great clamor of living. So Doug says that it's his favorite page. That's cool. That's awesome. I think so too. We can get so busy, and it's great to just take time to find stillness and find silence and retreat into it and lean into it and take time for that meditative awareness. So I'm going to introduce mandalas tonight. I imagine you're familiar with it, maybe from being in one of my workshops or one of my art studio nights, but you may be familiar with mandalas simply from the fact that they've become very popularized in our Western culture now. They're originally from Eastern culture, the Sanskrit culture, which is ancient Indian culture in the East. And so the mandala is a Sanskrit word for circle. And creating these meditative, mindful circles is just about finding a way to be centered and a way to find balance and stillness, and everything I was just leaning towards as I read this meditation by Richard Agamis. Hello, Losanne. It's great to have you with us here tonight. And thank you for tuning in and saying hello, all of you who have so far. So, as you may have seen on the Spirited Arts movement page, our logo has a mandala. This mandala was originally created by a group of 6 people, 6 artists, and we created this on a large 4-foot square board. And each person took one part of the mandala circle. So in this large mandala or circle, there's concentric circles, and each of these concentric circles is a design that was created by one person. So that is one example of a mandala. And by the way, we created that with Sharpies. We were originally going to use acrylic and paintbrushes, but we found that Sharpies just worked as good, and they were nice and easy and very permanent. So we now have that 4-foot square mandala hanging on the wall at RW. So if any of you are ever interested in seeing it, when we're back there, I'd be happy to show you. So another example of a mandala that was created by hand, which is fairly obvious just by its imperfections, is one that I just posted tonight as an example for our studio tonight. So it's created simply by drawing, finding the center point actually, and creating designs around the center point, and eventually organically working the way out of the pattern and allowing the pattern to grow in a circular pattern. So the one I'm going to show you that I was working on tonight is a mandala tree, I call it. So hopefully you can see that okay. And was everybody able to see that? So it's basically start with drawing a circle on the page, and then roughly finding the center of the page and creating a spiral, and then eventually branching out and creating a tree, a sort of aerial view of a tree. And this is about, as you can see, it's about halfway done. So that gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. And I'm just going to start on the next page from the beginning to create this mandala tree. So you need some sort of circular plastic. It could be a Tupperware lid like this is, or it could also be recycled plastic from, whether it's from a margarine or cottage cheese container or some other sort of container, as long as it's round and it's a good size but not too large so that it fits on your page. And then you just want to, and you need a pencil and a marker. It can be a fine tip marking pen, or it can be just a regular ballpoint pen. Either will work. So you just simply trace around your plastic lid with a pencil, and then you estimate where the center is in your circle and create a dot. A little dot in the center of your circle. I'll just quickly show you. And then to begin this mandala tree, we're going to just create a spiral, starting at the center dot and slowly working out, drawing a spiral. It's very mindfully focused and concentrating so that you can keep the lines as concentric as possible as you draw the spiral. And until you get it to a certain width that you're happy with, whatever that may be, and then you just end your spiral like that. So that is the first part of the tree, the trunk, I guess you would say. And then the next step is to begin to make the branches, and you can also use pencil for this. So I'm going to just begin by creating a line stemming from the spiral out to the outer rim of the circle. And then I'm going to just draw another one in the opposite way. And so that is the first branch. And then I'm just going to, because I have the two different directions, I'm going to divide them into two branches. And once I've divided them into the two branches, then I'm just going to add extra branches that continue to divide off. And really this is just about freeing your mind and engaging it into just a simple design process that is circular. So you're finding balance, symmetry, sort of organizing shapes, and at the same time you're allowing your mind to just distance itself from thoughts and begin to organize thoughts in sort of a centering, grounding way as you're drawing. And as you begin to do this, hopefully you'll see what I'm meaning. See how we're doing. And I welcome any comments or any questions that you may have as we're drawing this mandala tree. I'm going to make my next branch wider. So, and longer, and then some extra branches that are stemming from it that are larger as well. And then you just continue working around your circle. Until you've reached all the way around. And you can, as you notice, if you look right at the center of my mandala, or mandala, I'm not sure, there's two ways you can pronounce it. And I looked it up, and either way is fine. So mandala or mandala. So as you can see right in the center, I'm taking different parts of the spiral to begin my branch. And so you'll see how that looks in this more finished design, that it's as though you're looking down an aerial view of the tree, and the different branches are coming out of the tree at different points along the circumference, where the tree trunk is wider and then narrower and narrower and narrower, and the branches come out farther and farther. You're welcome. I'm glad that was helpful to show it to you up close. I'm also going to show you the finished drawing at the end of the evening that you can refer to as you're finishing your drawing up as well. So I'm just going to add a few more branches and show you how you can continue to just keep adding branches, and watch how the mandala just seems to take on its own pattern and just begins to grow in front of your eyes. It's just, I find it really just a fun little drawing exercise that is just really meditative. It allows you to engage in the present moment easily. It's a form of mindfulness that lends itself well and makes it easier to focus when maybe there are times that you just need to take a break from stress, take a break from anything that you're fussed and bothered about, and just relax and begin to enjoy the creative process. So if you have any questions, please ask. And I was meaning to put on some music, so I'm going to do that now. So just to talk a little bit more about mindfulness, it really helps you to become focused and engaged in the present moment, the here and now, and not stuck in the past or thinking about things in the future. But it helps to add things that make you conscious of what's happening in this present moment. Drinking some water and noticing that the water is nice and cool and refreshing. I also have this little raku pot I brought back from recently traveling. It's got a little turtle on it. And I put this essential oil in the pot. And it's just nice to smell that. It's eucalyptus. And so it just has this really nice scent. So that, and music, so all your senses, just bringing yourself into present moment awareness by using all your senses. Of course, with our mandala, this is we're using our hands, our sensory motor skills, as well as our vision. So this just helps us to just unwind and de-stress, hopefully. I hope you're finding this relaxing. Hi Felicia, hi Karen, thank you for watching. So we're working on a mandala tree. And I've got 2 pages going because I began with the first one ahead of time before we started tonight, just so I could give everybody a quick visual of what we were doing. Oh yeah, that's a great quote, Doug. Nothing in the universe ever grew from the outside in. That's so true. And a tree is just a wonderful portrayal of that. It grows from the inside out. And that is kind of what we can focus on as we do this centering practice. And we begin in the center with the spiral that represents the tree trunk. And it also kind of represents the ages, the years of growth that the tree goes through. So we begin with that spiral, and then we draw branches from the spiral, and taking care to make sure that the branches are thicker at the trunk, and then growing thinner to the outside of the circle as it reaches the outside edge of the circle, and then adding in the extra branches around the circle. And as you can see, as I show you closer, that some of the branches are starting from different points on the spiral, indicating as if you were looking down on the tree, an aerial perspective of the tree, and seeing that some of the branches are starting from higher up on the tree, and some of the branches are branching out from lower down. And so some of the branches were from an earlier time of the tree's life, and some are from a later time. And so just kind of imagining this and having this kind of mental process as you're creating this circle just kind of helps with the meditation. Now I'm just going to look at that page 22 of the book that Doug is referring to. Nothing in the universe ever grew from the outside in. I like that. It keeps me grounded. It reminds me to be less concerned with the outside answers and more focused on the questions inside. It's the quest for those answers that will lead me to the highest possible version of myself. Yeah, it's great wisdom in that. And this is the quote with the tree behind it. So it says, nothing in the universe ever grew from the outside in. Thanks again, Doug. So I just flipped pages back to this page, and I'm taking my fine tip marker. A ballpoint pen will do fine as well. And I'm just going over top of my pencil drawing and darkening it in with my pen. So I began by drawing in the spiral, and then drawing in over top of the branches. And then I'm darkening in the tree branches, and I'm leaving the spiral so that it shows the different spots that the branches are branching out from. So the one thing that I won't darken in over top is the outer edge of the mandala, because then you don't see that pencil line. It just kind of fades away into the background, and it only shows the branches and how they're extending out into space around it. So how is everybody doing? Is anybody drawing along with me, drawing their mandala? Yes, no, maybe later. So I'm going to continue drawing. So there's many ways a mandala can be drawn. I have other practices that I like to do with mandalas, such as watercolors. This book is called Embers, and you'll find it also, I posted it on the Facebook page, Felicia. So it's called Embers, and it's by Richard Wagamese. He's the author also of Indian Horse that became a movie. He's one of Canada's foremost First Nations authors, and I just find his meditations are very, just very powerful and meaningful to me. So, thank you, Doug. I know you have the book as well, so thank you for suggesting this book to me. I just really value it. I'm going to do one more reading before the end of the night, and it's closer to the back of the book, and it's just a nice meditation in candlelight. So before we end this evening's session, I'm going to just turn this down in case there's any problem hearing my voice over the music. So I'm just going to do one more reading from this book tonight. But yeah, it's called Embers, and it's by Richard Wagamese. And I posted the cover of the book on the Spiritual Art Movement Facebook page. So all the information is there if you want more information about it. Thank you for asking, Felicia. So I'm just beginning to darken in the branches, inking them in, as I was saying. The other half, first half, I pretty much had complete before we started tonight's session. Just so you had a visual to start with. Now I'm just kind of working on finishing up the tree. I don't know if there's actually any directive out there that is already titled the Mandala Tree. I just, this is, I guess, some sort of invention of mine. I used to work in design and drafting, and a site plan. These are the kinds of trees we would do to indicate a tree on a site plan when we were working on drafting and design for architectural drawings. So you're starting from a second one, and you think you want to think more from the top. Okay, great. Well, I invite you to share, Felicia. I'm glad you're working on some mandala drawings. That's awesome. That's great. So, by the way, I really appreciate everybody's feedback and support and input, and sharing of your artwork. It's always just such a delight to see that other people are doing artwork and connecting with me online here. I think this is just a nice way to connect by being creative and sharing in creativity and just being compassionate towards ourselves and others as we are in these times where we need to be physically isolated from each other. It's great that we can still connect online and be with one another and have social connection, social interaction, which is not so easy right now when we're required to stay at home. But it's our way to contribute, right? Our way to contribute towards to help our people who are on the front lines and contribute towards preventing the virus from continuing to get worse. We want it to stop. We want to flatten the curve, and hopefully things will be better soon. Hope is the key word right now that we need to hold on to. So, thank you for being here. So, I'm just going to finish my tree, and so I invite you to continue working on yours as well. And if you're just enjoying watching, that's great too, and you're welcome to try this later at another time. But yeah, it's a great form of meditation and as a creative process. So I'm just about finishing up. I'll just give you another look at my tree. I really like to have music on while I'm creating art. It just helps me stay focused, and it helps me not to be distracted by other noises in the house or in the outside. And I think just the creativity of the music is nice too. I'm just about done. Just got a few more branches to darken in. Takes a little bit of time darkening in the branches with a fine point marker, but it just keeps it help you to keep going from the inside with the thickest branches and thinning them out as you go more and more towards the outer circle. So it's just something to simply engage in and focus on. Okay, just about done here. So on Wednesday afternoon for Art Studio, for those who are able to join in for that video time as well. I'm going to be focusing on mandalas again. This time it'll be a watercolor technique, so it'll be much more fluid, and it'll be much quicker process. It'll be similar to something that we were doing last week. That will be something quick that we'll do at the beginning. And then I'm going to show you a process, a drawing process that's called, it's an Italian word for dark and light. I'm working with it to create from the circle to a sphere through shading in the darks and the lights and the shadows. And so that's called Caros something or other. I have to look up the pronunciation again. But I'll just let you find out on Wednesday about that. So this is the finished mandala tree. Chiaroscuro, I think it's called. And I'm just going to finish off tonight with one more meditation, and I'm going to light my candle. There you go. My candle. So if you have a candle that you can light, I invite you to do that. Just wondering. If that works. So you can focus on the candle. Well, try a little bit more. Yeah, I think that works. You can focus on the candle as I read from another page of Embers by Richard Wagamese. And I kind of switched a few words around because this meditation is about the morning time and this is the evening, so I've just added a few words. This is Creator's fire, this candle that flares. This is Creator's medicine that curls, plumes, and rises with the touch of flame. This is Creator's night, the night spreading outward, easing daylight to rest. This is Creator's world, this pure and perfect creation. And as the smoke rises, my mind empties, my heart opens, my spirit soars, and the prayer I offer this evening brings energy into me. I become it, and it becomes me. I am alive. So I hope you enjoyed that. A few readings from Richard Wagamese's book, Embers, and I'm going to be reading from his work one more time on Wednesday afternoon, just about writing, which I found also really meaningful. And as I said, we'll be working the circles again on Wednesday afternoon. So I look forward to seeing everybody again then, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. Bye.